A well-known sub leaves for a new job.
Central kids host a preschool.
There's a lot going on downtown this weekend.
And boys wrestling has started competing.
Hi, I'm Jabez Darrow and you're watching Eagle Zone. Today, I wanted to expand my viewership and bring a new high schooler from a different high school, James Behan. Welcome, James. His mom also babysat the Kardashians and dated Rocky Balboa. We've talked a lot about schools trying to find teachers, but there are other positions in demand, and that includes substitute teachers.
Central High School has one fewer option than it did, and that will leave a big gap. Eagle Zone's Kaylee Efremson joins us to explain. Kaylee?
Matt Rohrbach has accepted a coaching job in the University of Jamestown men's basketball program. He had been a substitute teacher for the Aberdeen School District for 4 years. He represents the type of sub who has helped the school a lot. These biology students have a substitute teacher in front of their class, a face that has become very familiar around the high school.
I started a couple months right before COVID. I was kind of working at some of the middle schools, and then basically COVID hit and that kind of shut everything down for a little bit, but I was back the following year.
That's when schools really needed subs, as teachers were out 10 days at a time if they got COVID. And that's when names like Rohrbach's name became very well known.
At that time, there were a lot of people that were hesitant to come into the school just because of the concerns and the unknowns that were out there. He took it upon himself to meet that challenge and to step up and help us when we needed it the most, so we appreciate that.
He and other subs have played big roles since when he left for his new coaching job. Rohrbach was filling a long-term subbing need for a biology teacher.
We rely on our subs a lot, and they do a great job coming in and stepping in for our teachers when they happen to be gone.
And that's what Rohrbach will do in Jamestown. The university needed someone to step in quickly when other coaches left. There were very few days he wasn't filling in for teachers in Aberdeen over the past few years. So this change will leave a void.
Just want to thank all the students and the staff for allowing me to be a part of the Aberdeen Central family these last few years.
As we mentioned in the story, he was filling in for a teacher long-term when he got his new job. A new science teacher is coming next week to take over those classes. Other science teachers at the school have filled in to bridge the gap since Rohrbach left.
Thanks, Kaylee. If you're interested in substituting teaching, you can find an application on the school district website. Rohrbach spent a lot of time at the high school, but elementary and middle school needed sub too.
Seniors, the deadline for conferences are coming up. You need to schedule a meeting with your counselor by December 15th. This is mandatory. Regardless of your plans after high school, you need to complete and submit your senior swagger sheet before Student Services will schedule the meeting. If you don't have your senior meeting by the deadline, you lose your open blocks next semester.
Culinary students are using food to raise money for kids in the community. Students prepared a hot chocolate bar at the high school and A-Tech buildings. Teachers and other staff members could get hot chocolate and give a donation to Toys for Tots. The students raised more than $100 for a nonprofit organization.
Students at Central will host a preschool for kids in the community. This is the first time they've been able to host this activity since COVID hit. Eagle Zone's Noah Nilsson joins us with the story. Noah?
High school students will be the teachers of the preschool. They take turns making lessons and planning a day for preschoolers that come. Child development students are ditching the textbooks for hands-on experience running a preschool. Sarah and Abby are students in the class.
I feel like it's a lot better because it's more like interacting instead of just like having to read a book and like just do the work, because then you don't really get much of an experience from that.
Students are planning preschool activities for kids that come. Kids will get to have free playtime, circle time where they read, some arts and crafts, a dramatic play, and a healthy snack to finish it all off.
So they get to kind of run through a very shortened version of what a preschool day would look like.
This preschool lesson has finally been brought back after COVID put an end to it a few years ago.
We couldn't host our preschool, and schedule-wise, it just wasn't there. And so growing us back to having the preschool in the classroom has taken about 3 years to grow back to that.
High school students in the class spend the term learning about the development of children and how important it is to consider that development when planning preschool activities.
I throw them into a role of a head teacher. They have to do a lesson plan, and then they have to think about how is the environment going to be set up, and we spend about a week doing the setup for it.
I'm really excited because just being around kids is really fun, and they might have a really good time being here.
The preschool runs 2 weeks from December 12th through 15th and December 19th through 22nd. It's 8:10 to 9:30 a.m. If you'd like to bring your preschool age kid, you can contact Ms. Ketterling for more information.
Thanks, Noah. And here's the contact information for Mrs. Ketterling. You can also ask a student from the class for information.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend, downtown Aberdeen has a lot going on for the holiday season. Eagle Zone's Joel Volsky joins us to explain. Joe?
The second Saturday in December gets Aberdeen in the holiday spirit, and there are even more activities than usual this year when you head downtown. There are a lot of lights in downtown Aberdeen this year. There will be even more December 9th with the Parade of Lights coming down Main.
We are excited to participate in the Parade of Lights again this year. It's been gone for, at least 15 years downtown. It's just a really fun opportunity to get everyone back involved and kind of start off the holidays and just share that holiday cheer that we're all used to.
The Parade of Lights starts at 5:30, but that's only part of what's happening downtown. Businesses will have deals, and the Dakota Prairie Museum will have its annual holiday open house starting at 11, going until 3. That'll have activities, treats, and jolly old St. Nicholas.
Some string instrument players from Central, from the orchestra, will be coming to play, and then we also have Merry Tuba Christmas coming, and so it'll be a lot of activity.
The museum also has Christmas Tree Lane. People in the community set up trees according to the year's theme. This year's theme is Lights, Camera, Action. And back to the parade, there are already dozens of floats signed up.
And we do have a float this year, so watch for the Whoville float, our Grinch theme, and we even have a little Max. So watch for Max as he is leading the float down the parade route this year. It should be fun.
If you want more information about the parade or the museum, visit the Downtown Association's website.
Thanks, Joe. We'll be right back after this message created by the production students.
When you run from school, you're not just running from your education. You're running from a future, a career, and your potential.
Welcome back. Winter sports teams are starting to compete. Eagle Zone's Delaney Johnson joins us with sports. Delaney?
Thanks, Jabez. Before we get into sports, we have another competition to cover. At state all-inter competition in Harrisburg, Aberdeen Central won 4 state superior awards. In non-original oratory, Sydney Heisen. In Reader's Theater, Damon Sheets, Carmen Huber, Knock Compton, and Mallory Burkhardt. In storytelling, Jackson Watt, and in poetry, Knock Compton. Overall, they got a Team Excellence Award. Wesleyan is back home with a win at a Watertown event. Eagle Zone's Alec Baltimore joins to explain. Alec?
Central's boys wrestling team started the season off with a dual win. They went 4-0 against other teams at the Marv Sherrill Duels. Before this dual tournament, we interviewed the team's head coach and an upcoming high school wrestler.
You know, I really like about everything we got going right now. I mean, we have a good group of seniors. We have a good team. We have about 45 kids on there. You know, we bring back a lot of the returning state place winners that we had last year and those kinds of things. So we have a lot of good things in place.
We're a bit better team this year. There's a lot more teamwork and the development is coming along.
This team is yet another among many facing the challenge of replacing graduates.
Seniors moved on from last year, and that's about it. You know, we added a few more younger kids from the middle school and that kind of stuff that came up, you know, just due to them getting a little bit older. But other than that, everything's about the same.
While some may see this as a negative, Cole has a different outlook.
The accomplishments we can make as a team. We got a younger team, but we have a team that's able to build with each other. We could accomplish great things.
Wrestlers get ready to head out west to a dual tournament in Sturgis on Thursday, and then they head to Rapid for the Rapid City Invite on Friday and Saturday. We'll check back in later this season to see how they are doing and if expectations hold up.
Thanks, Alec. We'll be previewing more winter sports in the coming shows, and we'll have highlights as teams start competing at home. Back to you guys.
That's all for this week of Eagle Zone. You can also watch Eagle Zone stories by scrolling down to the Eagle Zone section of the school district website. That's aberdeen.k12.sd.us.
We'll leave you this week with footage around Holgate Middle School. With Eagle Zone, I'm Jabez Darrow.
And I'm James Behan.
See you next week.